Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Experimenters. It's your boy LambChop here, and as you guessed it, I can't get enough of these tears. And Pan's back.
I am. Hello.
So I thought it'd be an interesting one to do is the mob vote tier list. So we've had 4 mob votes, and there's a lot of mobs that should have been added that haven't been added. So we're going to start with the one that was in 2017. So we've got the Barnacle, the Phantom, the Great Hunger, and the Hovering Inferno. So we'll go with the ones that were added. So Phantom.
I hate it.
I'm going to say E.
Oh, how are we rating these, by the way? Are we rating them by how much we would have liked them?
We can do. I just feel like, yeah. We'll do F as we wouldn't have added them, and S as like we would have added them.
Okay.
So
okay.
I want to say E, just because there is a little bit of use to them.
Yeah, just a little.
If they had a homeland, which should be the end, and a reference in the end for them, I would put that higher. But because they're just so random that it's come out after you haven't slept in a couple nights.
Yeah, it feels like a hallucination kind of thing. It made the game annoying because it meant you had to sleep or you just got hunted down. And like some people they don't think about beds. They're just going to go out. They're going to explore. The idea of actually, I'm gonna just put. Can we put it in D actually? Just because it adds something in the sky and it adds something that every other mob is basically a ground mob, right?
This one kind of not. I wouldn't say no.
Yeah, but that'd be specifically in the Nether. This overworld,
overworld, yeah. So the Barnacle was a mob that would obviously be in deep oceans. It would bring players down with their tentacles, but it doesn't say like what loot you would have got from it.
No, well, they didn't really think about the loot for any of them, really.
I like that idea, but we have a mob that's kind of in the ocean that hurts you a lot.
Yeah.
I would put that with D, because I kind of like, it's similar to Phantom. Like, I wouldn't really want it too much, but I wouldn't be mad if they added it.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Then we've got the Great Hunger. The Great Hunger is a lizard-like creature that sinks into the ground, camouflages itself, and consumes mobs and items with a huge mouth. It has great appetite for enchanted powers. I kind of like the sound of that.
I don't know. I think the issue with this is you don't really know what the mobs were going to be like. Like, yes, we can vote on the Phantom because we know what happened with the Phantom. We know what came of it. But when they introduced him, we had no idea what his functions would be, what his drops would be.
I didn't vote. This one I didn't vote in. The rest I did, but this is the only one I didn't vote in.
I know they didn't introduce.
I feel like with all the mob votes, they kind of like don't give enough information out, especially in the first one.
Yeah.
But from that little bit of information we got, the fact that like it camouflages in the ground, it's got a massive mouth. It's kind of like the baby sniffer in my eyes. I would put that in C because I wouldn't mind it. I think it sounds better than the Phantom.
But what does enchanting powers mean? Does that mean it specifically looks out for enchanted things? Does that mean if it consumes something, it enchants it?
So I feel like if you had enchanted armor on, it would attack you. Same with mobs. So it says it consumes mobs and items. So it could be another mob farm. So you could have it so like in a mob farm they would come in and you know.
Oh, wait. I'm just reading this and it says the ability to remove enchantments was later added in the form of the grindstone block. So I'm guessing this creature would have been the way to remove enchantments from gear.
Ooh. Oh, so like you could have like dropped your armor to him and he would have just chomped it off and gave
and unenchanted it. So yeah, I agree with C. That actually sounds quite cool.
The Hovering Inferno. This one
Blaze
says
2.
Its body part is like shields and are used to defend itself from attacks. This mob spawns with groups of blades randomly and attacks players in the Nether with a dangerous shockwave attack. So basically, it's a blaze with shield.
We've already got a blaze, so it doesn't really interest me too much. But to have a more sort of like tough enemy
for me,
in an already tough environment,
it sounds like it could be not like up there with boss level, but like it could be like a boss version of the blaze.
Yeah,
which
and if it spawns rarely, yeah, I'd maybe keep it at C tier.
I'd say C because again, we don't have enough information.
It sounds interesting, and I'd have liked to see it. I'd have preferred it to the other two, but I think I'd have been interested just as much as the Great Hunger.
Out of the 4,
C. I think, or B, or D. I think I would have gone for the Blaze thing because it's similar to what we already know, so it's easier to
Yeah.
base it off.
So now we go to 2020, where we had the Moo Bloom, the Ice Logger, and the Glow Squid, which won. So we go with the Glow Squid that starts. I like the Glow Squid.
I like the Glow Squid.
But again, that could have been a later one. That could have come in Cliffs and Caves update.
I think that could have just been a basic mob that they've added. I think the fact that it glows, the usability of the items that it drops,
The thing with
fantastic.
the thing with this mob vote for this one, the ones we basically had in the game. They were just variants of them. So like the Moo Bloom was just another cow. The Ice Logger was just another pillager, pretty much.
Yeah, but it had like magic powers.
But the Glow Squid, I would say B. Just I like Glow Squid. I like the Glow Ink.
Yeah, that's where I've put it. The Moo Bloom, I was never interested.
So
in
the Moo Bloom would spawn a flower forest and would interact with bees in the same way Buttercups would also.
I don't think that's really that interesting.
We have sunflowers, which is a renewable, like very easy renewable source of yellow flowers.
Yeah,
I would say, actually, I would have liked this. Actually,
you think?
yeah, because we've got the cow and then we've got the mushroom. Why not have a Moo Bloom, another variant of cow?
Yeah,
I would
don't
kind of agree with
dislike
B.
it that much. Yeah, maybe not. I'd go C then, personally. If you want to put it in B, that's fair. But I think
Actually, if we're going to put it in B, the Glow Squid needs to go up to A. Want to
yeah,
test that, or are you happy?
No, I'm happy with that.
And then we've
The
got
Glow Squid's gone up.
the Ice Igloo would spawn in mountains and hurl ice clouds at players.
I think it sounds cool. I'd have put it in A. I think I'm assuming there'd have been a structure or a home that would have been built for him, or some sort of cave he'd have lived in.
Or he might have
He'd have made
igloos.
He could have done. It says mountains though, and you don't really find igloos on
Yeah,
mountains.
true. I voted for this one. I voted
Yeah,
for.
yeah, that's the one I voted.
Just because, like, it was for me, it was another type of pillager that was different. Now let's go on to 2021, where we had the alley, which one? The glare and the copper golem. So we'll start again with the alley because it's the first one that won.
I've personally never come across them. I've never gone to pillagers. Obviously, I haven't been as much into Minecraft as you have recently. But...
So I have recently the stairs around Fox's shop, which sells allays. I hate them.
You hate them?
They're annoying. I get the appeal, but they're just annoying. They fly around and.
What sort of like purpose do they have really, other than like a nice flying sort of blue thing?
So basically, so if you're mining and you've got an alley with you, they'll pick it up and take it to you. If you give it an item, it's basically like you give them a filter, which they'll only search for that item and then give it to you or take it to. And
okay.
I'm gonna put it in.
But that
C.
item would need to be like on the floor or something, I guess.
Yeah. So in a
so
certain
you could
radius.
give them like a diamond, and then they'd go off and find like diamonds.
No, it'd be in a certain like radius. Then we've got the glare. The glare would have been a small ghost-like mob that would have been able to alert players to an area that is dark enough for hostile mobs to spawn in.
F.
So I would say F as well. But with this mob vote, the alley was set up to win because the glare is such a bad idea. Like you could tell when area is dark enough.
Yeah. I think that's quite easy to tell. Like obviously, being in the PC edition, we can just check to see what the light levels are and know whether something's going to spawn there or not already. So it adds a way for console players to see if something's dark, or you can just see if something spawns.
I didn't like that idea, the darker bit, but I like the idea of a ghost type mob.
I do like that idea. Yeah.
Like how cool if we had a glare that had some other like use and abilities in or
Yeah, well, it looks very swamp-like. If it was just something that like floated around in swamps, I'd be more than happy with that, rather than just being something that is in dark locations, because you'd feel as though it'd be there all the time.
Now we've got with the other one that a lot of people voted for, and I voted for the Copper Golem.
Yeah.
I don't care what anyone says. Copper Golem should be S tier.
Yeah.
But I feel like
I feel like
that's just me being like I loved
it. I hated the idea of it being a redstone thing, but it's something that rusted over time and then turned into a statue. I think.
But I feel like we could.
Was great.
It says here, so it would have been a small mob that would have created with copper. It would have been attracted to copper buttons, So we would have got copper buttons added, which
Yep.
would have come, and yeah, it would have been a cool little statue over time, and they had a redstone element to it, and we
Yeah.
would have got a copper button, which again, adding more stuff would.
Is this us being like incredibly biased as well, though?
Oh, 100%.
Because I'm completely fine being biased when it comes to the copper golem.
This is where I'm going to be very biased because I was kind of just sad my one didn't win. So
Yeah.
the latest mob vote, 2022, we had the Sniffer, which won. We have the Rascal, and we have the Tough Golem.
Have either of these been added yet?
They're coming in 1.20. So the Sniffer, if you don't know, is an ancient mob that was thought to be extinct. That is hatched from a sniffer eggs, which can be found in chests in underwater ruins. So basically, you have to find the eggs. You hatch the eggs, and they can find old.
S. A, maybe? S or A?
I want to say
I voted for this.
I don't
so-
like it.
Do you not like it?
No, because the one I wanted to win didn't win. But after reading that, I kind of like the fact of like it's an extinct mob, so it gives it a lot of lore.
Yeah, you have to find it, dig it up, grow it, hatch it.
So that means
It's like they've put more thought into adding new plants in a game than they did with the Moo Bloom. It's like they took the Moo Bloom and went, okay, how do we improve this? And they improved it.
So from reading what it says, so we're getting sniffer eggs added. We're getting a ancient seed, which then I believe we're getting like 2 different types of flowers from that. So we're getting quite a lot added, which I do like. Then we're going to the Tough Golem.
I like the tough golem. I like both of the golems.
I don't
I
think
like the idea of it being something that you could just hold, and it would hold items, and it would look nice.
I
and
don't
it'd be a
think
display
it was good
piece.
as the Copper Golem,
Oh no, definitely not. No,
but hey,
because it could like randomly wander around. I think that was the thing that put me off, and that's the thing that lost it the vote.
so
If it was just like a golem that would like hold something for you and look nice as like a display thing, it's better than item frames. It's just better. But the fact that it just randomly wander around every so often was like a pain. I put it in B. So you just like
S. After reading that S,
you think S?
the
Okay.
bit they're moving
I'll allow
around,
that.
the bit they're moving around, I don't like. But the fact of
Yeah.
like you can change the cloth collar, you have to like craft it or build it in like Minecraft.
Yeah.
So again,
It's just
it's
a
not a
display
naturally spawn
piece.
one.
The same as the copper golem. I didn't care about the functionality of what it did with the buttons. It was a display piece, and it was like a statue that you could have in the game that would probably fit up a small space. It'd look very good. It'd be something you could design stuff with. It's like if the tough golem woke up, and then you just had it in like a 1 block space as like a statue around like an old castle build. It would stay there because it wouldn't be able to move anywhere else. It might be able to spin around, but it's going to go back to how you placed it.
See, I think as well with it, like if you're building a storage room, you can have it holding an item that will categorize that set of chests like that.
Yeah.
All in all, I just think the golem should have been added. Like we've got the iron golem, that's the only golem we have.
Yeah, I feel as though with this update they've tried to like, the copper golem didn't quite get it. People like the idea of it being like a statue. Let's play into that. Let's try and improve on that. Let's make it more of a, it's a display thing.
But like, what gets me, and before we get on to the last one, is the last biome update. They said it's not we are getting one of the biomes, we're slowly integrating all of them. Why couldn't they have done it with the mobs?
I think then it takes away the mob vote because it's like it doesn't really matter which one wins because you're going to get them all
But
eventually.
every time the mob vote is so weighted to one specific one winning.
Yeah,
Like
but it's always like there's one that nobody really cares about, and then there's one that like is sort of like 50-50. The sniffer, I think, is the first one in a while that like won by a large margin.
So, before we get into the Rascal, so the Sniffer won by 55%,
Yeah,
and the Rascal comes second with 27, and the Tough Golem was 17. Which surprised everyone because a lot of people wasn't liking the Rascal, which
I was hit and miss. I think early game, great. The hide and seek element, great.
it's different. No other mobs. I get the Sniffer is different as well, but like there isn't a mob like that, and it gave more life underground.
Yeah, it's like, what would he do? He'd give the player items or something, or
Yeah, so the
Tools?
Rascal was a mob that were found underground in areas below zero, so more mobs under zero, which would have been great. The rascal would have given players hints to help search for, and would have all. I think they
I'm
said
in caves, right? Like underneath in caves, and I'm mining. I'm like, okay, I need to get a set amount of things. My pick breaks. I think I've got a spare one. I don't. Or my sword's running low. I haven't brought a second one. This creature would have been something that would be able to give you that extra item. Like instead of struggling to find your way out of this cave,
yep.
you might have got an extra pickaxe. You might have got an extra sword to be able to fight your way out.
But with that, you would have had to find it 3 times, so you would have had to play hide and seek.
Yeah, but you'd probably rather do that than try and punch your way out from like, Y0 all the way out to the surface.
I want to put an S, but I know I shouldn't.
I'd I'd go A or B really.
I heard A.
Yeah.
I just feel like it was like the sniffer. It was a very different concept. All 3 of them were different concepts, to be fair, that we haven't got in the game.
Yeah. I think as much as we really like the Tough Golem, that was like the least voted one for 2022. But
Yes.
we like it because we build, and it's got a build concept to it.
But so is the sniffer in a way.
But we also really like the Copper Golem, and this was like another Golem that didn't quite make it.
Golems are always set up to lose. I feel like at this point we've just got to like run with it and be like, okay, that is it. Golems are never going to win a mob vote.
I think they're set up quite badly, anyways, because you've got the Iron Golem. Nobody really makes that to just have. They'll make Iron Golem farms for iron,
But then
but they're not making Iron Golems. And the Snow Golem
who makes
isn't
it?
really a Snow Golem, it's just a snowman.
It's just a way of getting snow.
Yeah.
Goes back to the previous tier list. The end needs updating.
Yeah.
Baby dragons, please. We want baby dragons that we can have as pets.
Yes. Yes, we do.
And with that, that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Bye.